Metro City. 2 weeks after the rift stabilization. Lightning forks the skyline, though the sky holds no storm. Perched on the glass crown of Metro Tower, Emsky stares at the city and thinks, the rift was sealed. So why does the air feel wrong? Then, everything shudders. Time frays, pedestrians frozen mid-step, cars levitating inches above asphalt. In the street, a little girl appears, clothes torn, eyes glowing blue. She looks up and whispers, "Grandpa?" Emsky crouches. "I think you're lost, kid." She answers, "No, I found you." Lightning gathers around her like a jealous halo. She collapses into his arms, and danger unfurls. News feeds explode. Anchors shout over one another. Mysterious children appearing across the city. Are these alternate universe refugees? Some claim to share DNA with Emsky. He rubs his temples. Great, I can barely handle one future at a time. He retreats to a training hall where paradox children struggle to control jagged, unstable gifts, a boy flickering like television, a tall teen whose arm shifts into brittle lightning glass, the little girl sparking uncontrollably. A young protégé asks, "Are they your kids?" Emsky snaps, "Don't even joke about that." Then dark shapes arrive, older youths in cracked armor, etched with red symbols. Their leader steps forward. "Stand down, Emsky. You're endangering the timeline." He replies, "Not this again." The leader's verdict, "You're not the man you think you are." The city holds its breath. So does he. Night shattered into neon and gears as the chrono airs unfurled across the city. Blitzheart, skin fused to speed. Armor, every scar a battleground. Ion shard, veins of lightning coiling beneath a crystalline mask. And Revel, hooded, maps of fractured time floating like contraband behind him. They moved with a mission older than memory. Revel's voice cut the air. Prime Emsky must be neutralized. For the multiverse. They struck a research vault built to cradle rift data, metal screaming as breach protocols failed, alarms painted red across labs. Emsky arrived in a thunderbolt, silhouette carved from storm, landing amid overturned consoles. He asked, calm as static, "You want answers? Start with why you're wearing my symbol." Blitzheart stepped forward, speed, armor humming like a heartbeat. "Because I grew up believing you were the greatest hero who ever lived," she said. Silence held, then like broken glass she added, "And then you destroyed my world." Before reconciliation could bloom, a rupture tore open the sky above Metro City. Hourglass-shaped armor slid down from a white gold rift. The Time Wardens descended, luminous and absolute. Captions could have called them judges. The city called them erasers. Their leader, Warden Prime, intoned without mercy, "Emsky, hand over the anomalies or face erasure." Metro Plaza became an ordinance of time and chaos. Temporal beams knitted pockets where seconds froze. The chrono airs struck with unstable lightning, shattering frozen moments. Emsky weaved through the crossfire, shielding the paradox children clustered behind scorched columns. He barked with exhausted humor, "I hate time travel. It's always paperwork and explosions." Around them, causality held its breath, deciding which futures would survive. Above the plaza, fractures glowed like wounds in a map. Every decision pulsed outward, rippling into infinite alleys of might have been. The fight had become a reckoning written in time and memory's echo. The world tears open like a wound. Ion shard phases into a temporal rift, starlight trailing from his skin. "No, don't go in there," Emsky cries, surging forward as blue lightning threads his steps. He vaults into the breach, and time bends around them. They fall inside a vaulted corridor of shifting cosmos, an infinite tunnel hung with floating shards. Each shard holds a possible life. Emsky hailed as a hero beneath confetti. Emsky crowned tyranny over a burning sky. Emsky broken among rubble. The images branch and multiply. Ion shard clutches his chest, tears bright as comets. "I don't know which future is real anymore," he whispers. Darkness pools and the corridor dims. From a bruised shadow, a towering armored version of Emsky strides forward, crimson lightning dripping from his gauntlets. His voice rolls through every shard, "Every path leads to me." Emsky, smaller and fierce, stands his ground. "No, it leads to whoever I choose to be." Choice fractures the tunnel. Ion shard begins dissolving into fractal light, particles unraveling like glass. Am I dying? He asks. Frightened and small, Emsky seizes his hand, channeling a pure, steady blue current that hums against the void. Not today, he vows. The storm of lightning rends the corridor. Time collapses. Shards shatter into luminous dust. They burst back into the real world as the tear snaps shut, breathless and blinking into ordinary light. Later, with wardens arrayed and children trembling behind him, Emsky plants himself between authority and youth. A golden bolt from Blitzheart halts a killing strike, changing brutality into bitter mercy. The wardens retreat, promising to return. Revel slips away. The children search Emsky's face. So, what happens to us now? A small voice asks. Emsky kneels in the doorway of a training hall where sparks bloom like tiny suns. Now, we protect each other, he says. The future is fractured. The spark lives on. They called it the Neon District, a forgotten sector of Metro City turned into a cathedral of light. In the abandoned plaza, a towering hologram unfurled an impossible figure hewn from crackling neon, voiced like thunder and old radio. Rejoice! The lightning has chosen its vessel. It boomed, and the crowd leaned in, faces etched with faint sigils, pupils ringing with electric devotion. Emsky moved through pink alleys and teal gutters like a shadow, the city glittering with idol worship. Every corner whispered his name, the Avatar, the living bolt, lightning's Messiah. He had seen zealotry before, but this was different. Light braided with liturgy, circuitry braided with prayer. He thought, oh great, a cult. It was only a matter of time. A young man collapsed at his feet, neon energy crawling across skin, spasms throwing his voice. Help! The Covenant! They said you'd save us. His chest hiccuped and projected a fractured hologram that tasted of static. Submit to the Neon Covenant, or perish in static. Emsky's jaw tightened. Mercy, he knew, could be a kind of violence. Farther in a cathedral of scavenged steel and glowing tubing, robed acolytes circled a techno-altar and chanted in low harmonic pulses. From the glow stepped Arch-Prophet Voltairus, half-cybernetic veins, running with sickly neon. Emsky carries the spark divine, Voltairus crooned, but if he will not ascend, we will make him. Lightning unfurled from his fingers like a crooked blessing. They met on a rooftop bathed in electric haze. Voltairus smiled with predatory calm. Kneel, Avatar. Your worshippers await. Emsky answered with a dry smile and a clenched fist. Blue lightning met neon fury, the city holding its breath as faith and fury collided under a bruised sky of color. The stadium of Metro City hums like a living thing. Neon sigils crawl across seats, bathing faces in impossible colors. Inside, the crowd is not cheering, they are rapt, eyes glazed, hands raised in a subdued worship. Tonight's show promises more than spectacle, it promises enlightenment. Emsky steps through the gate, heart stubbornly human. The lights don't flicker, they answer him. The arena folds. Concrete becomes shimmering alleys. Sky becomes a pulsing circuit. He is pulled into a neon labyrinth where every corner whispers his name. Hallucinations parade. A city that worships him. A version of himself made of pink static. An endless corridor of chanting fans. Each vision presses like a demand. He wants to turn away. He wants to run. Instead, he tightens his fists and remembers who he is. Voltairus appears within the mirage, a sculpted silhouette of light and glass. His voice is a sermon and a storm. We give people purpose. We give you divinity. Emsky's answer is raw. You're twisting hope into chains. They clash, and every blow reshapes the dream. Cheers become thunder. Illusions ripple and scream. Emsky summons a crack of pure lightning. Neon fractures like stained glass. He shouts, "No one gets to decide what I am." As the dreamscape splinters, the entranced crowd in the real stadium falters, collapsing as the hypnotic glow weakens. Memories flash Voltairus as a bright tech storm engineer, exiled for experiments, consumed by rift lightning, convinced Emsky is a prophet. If science fails, faith endures, the villain whispers, and he feeds on the neon grid, swelling into a glitching titan. He roars, "Kneel, Avatar!" Emsky meets the charge with defiance. I've had enough of people telling me to kneel. The stadium trembles. Two forces collide: faith and freedom, while neon light tears the sky. This is the moment the city decides whether divinity will be handed or reclaimed. Above the stadium, two titans fight: metal lightning against neon thunder, a sky split by bolts and blinding signs. Two gods, one real, one fabricated. The crowd below becomes a sea of flailing light as neon tendrils snake through the stands, lashing grasp. Emsky cuts through like a comet, channeling precise bolts that sever living cables and free trapped hands. "Hang on, I've got you," he shouts, voice raw with urgency as he pulls a child from restraints. The crowd murmurs and then cheers. The Avatar. He saved us. He feels the weight of those eyes fall over him, heavy and unwanted. "I don't want worship. I want people safe," he thinks, jaw clenched against the roar. Above him, Voltaris swells into his neon god form, broadcasting impossible hymns of light. "If they will not worship you, they will worship the light." His voice cracks like circuitry. He floods the city with mind waves, turning belief into a weapon. Emsky squares his shoulders. "I'm ending this, before you turn belief into poison." He braves a storm of manic color, peeling apart illusion after illusion. Voltaris conjures images of Emsky as a savior, an idol cast in electric glass. Emsky tears each image to shreds, his hands guided by mercy, not adoration. They meet at the stadium's heart. Lightning coils into Emsky's fists. Neon flares into impossible geometry around Voltaris. Air explodes. A single surgical bolt finds Voltaris's core. The neon god form fractures into a rain of violet sparks. The stadium falls into stunned silence. Survivors gather, clinging to one another. Voltaris lies dim, circuits dying. Emsky crosses the empty field under emergency lights. Applause in his ear. "If this is what people call a hero, I've got work to do," he thinks, and walks to dawn. Something old stirs beyond the velvet of space. A monstrous astral storm churns with turquoise fire, gold threads and black lightning, immense and indifferent, and Earth hangs like a bead beneath it. The world feels small. In a quiet city bedroom, Emsky snaps awake. Lightning dances on his skin. He tastes static, and the memory of a storm follower's blessing, the Stormfather's gift tuning him to winds no one else can hear. A ghostly whisper brushes his ear. "Stormbearer." Alarms bloom across radio waves. Reports crackle in. Tornadoes slicing clear skies. Flocks flying backward. Voices caught in gusts. A jet shoved sideways by phantom currents. Panic spreads like a weather front. Emsky straps boots to his feet and launches into the night. "If this is another rift aftershock," he mutters, "he'll need bigger boots." Above, the astral tempest rips open. Three colossal figures descend across the horizon. Storm beings tall as mountains. They are the Gale Sovereigns. Mael, Kairos of Void Winds, Zephyra the Whisper Storm Empress, and Galleon the Unbound, a living hurricane. Their presence bends clouds into banners and hushes whole cities. Emsky cuts through thunder, wings of lightning trailing. Zephyra's voice is silk and threat. "Human, the Stormfather empowered you without counsel." Mael Kairos demands the astral tempest spark returned. Galleon laughs like a cyclone and offers a simple choice: devour your sky. Emsky squares off, weary and stubborn. Lightning jabs answer rhetoric. Galleon forms a hungry vortex, shredding the atmosphere into ribbons. Emsky dodges. Driven upward by a vacuum wind that strips at breath and suit, he teeters on the edge of the upper air, feeling the planet fall away beneath him. Below him, the city lights dim to threads. He grasps for a tether of thunder and chooses to fall into the fight. "Stormbearer, rise and hold fast."